What's going on, everybody? It's your friend Will. We're back, and gonna gonna play a little constructed. And I wanted to show off. Anyone who's been watching the channel for a minute knows my favorite color combination is a bug, or I forget what they call it now. They call it like sultani or some shit. But yeah, back in the day we just called it bug because we didn't have named shards. Watsy hadn't filled out the flavor of all the color combinations yet. So this list looks a lot like the one I was playing in early beta days, but obviously some cards rotated and we have new cards, so we've updated it. We're playing llanowar elves, branchwalker, wildgrowth walker. We don't have a sideboard yet, so we're kind of meeting in the middle. One finality, because this does seem like a good one of. Both halves of it are really good in the deck. Some glowspores, plaguecrafter as a potential late game way to recursively remove their board with Muldrotha. Elvish Rejuvinator X2, just because I think, given the amount of dual lands, and we're not going to play any gates, that I'd rather get the ramp and be able to hit the dual lands rather than play the 2/2 that gets a land into hand. Jadelight, because we love this card. Brontodon again, because of synergies with Muldrotha and catch-all against random enchantment-based like white removal. 2 chupacabras, 1 findbroaker to help us get stuff back. 1 vraska because we have 1, and 1 seems like maybe the right amount. An eldest reborn, a mending. Again, this is probably a card that could easily be a second eldest reborn or a second vraska, but we're gonna just try playing with 1, even though it's not that synergistic with multani. We're gonna play 1 multani, 2 izoni, 2 Muldrotha, 1 molderhulk, and 1 memorial to folly. So this loop right here is pretty powerful. There's actually even maybe an argument for going up to a second one and a second memorial, but I think we can't afford too many coming to play tap lands. We do need to have a lot of forests. This deck really wants breeding pool, which is probably coming in the next set, to really buff up the number of forests for turn 1 elves. It's possible that this is not a llanowar elves deck, that we can just take it out and just start on 2, like, go for a second branchwalker, a second shaman, and 2 more rejuvinators and do something like that. But we're going to play it as is right now. So let's go home. We're making our way towards our 15 packs this Sunday. Probably gonna need to restart after this. You can see the chunking there as it was loading into the game. But yeah, the name of this, name of the game with this deck is, well, the game just went open beta recently, and so I think we are going to be beating people on card quality more often than not. Wow, it's really chunking. But, really it's just a 60 card, just grind them out and hope that they, there's probably some decks that are going to be, so, this is maybe, hopefully a good matchup for us. So let's see if this is actually like the green-white token deck that people are abuzz about. It is, though it looks like it's a budget version. I think we want that. Hopefully there's not some trick that they can do. Yeah, okay. So I think we want this for the finality side of it, against what's obviously going to be a token deck. Alternatively, we could have played like Rejuvinator there, but I wanted to start gaining life and growing my walker. And this turn we'll draw finality. Yeah, they're just done. Cool, ranking up. Get our pack. Let's open it. little treat for us, another Beast Whisperer. So we already have 4 of these, and there's cards, there's rares that we don't have 4 of. So this, I know that they posted that they were going to do something about this, fixing this, and maybe it's not implemented yet, and I'm silly for opening all this stuff, but I'm definitely getting duplicates. Alright, we're just going to deal with the chunking here. It seems like it's only happening when it's loading from that home screen into the game, so I'm assuming it doesn't mean we're going to crash. So this deck, interestingly, does not really play a lot of the undergrowth stuff, other than like izoni. This is definitely a keep. Hopefully glowspore sets us up for our 3rd land drop. Duress. So they're going to get to take our mending. That's a little annoying. Not that we were close to casting it. Looks like this person is gold, which means they've been playing a lot. Or this is bronze, and just the lighting up here is changing the color. More likely I would guess bronze. I bet there's not a lot of people who are gold right now. Seems like it would be pretty hard to grind up to gold here. Alright, so we'll play the glowspore shaman they know about. And very nicely put swamp on top for us to draw next turn. We're probably just going to play glowspore again. Yeah, I'm assuming they're going to play like another one. Plaguecrafter. That's fine. It's basically the same as me blocking, but I took a damage. Cool. So I think we want the green source, though unfortunately this one comes into play tapped. We do want that 2nd green, so let's just put it on top. We can plaguecrafter them and play a tap land. This gives us 2nd green and blue. Interesting. Are they gonna minus us? They are. Guess I'll just play crafter here. Okay, so we have something of a mirror match, though I bet they don't have a blue splash. Yeah, they're playing more of like a tokeny. They probably have more frascas than we do. Ooh, whiff. So they're going to plus to sack the Stitcher Supplier, would be my guess here. I think we want to put pressure on the shaman, so... Or put pressure on the vraska, so we're going to kill this shaman off. Get this watery grave into play tapped. If we draw a land next turn, we can just jam izoni for 6. That seems very good. If not, we can do some kind of Jadelight Ranger play. Ugh. I guess I'm guessing they'll plus here without sacrificing anything. Just get the loyalty. Alright, so let's shock. Oh, they just didn't even plus. Maybe they didn't know they can do that. Let's just jam izoni here. Hiss. That's the sound the beetles make. Wonder if they have narcomoebas. If they do, they're not getting lucky. seed. Yikes. 2 games in 10 minutes. Not what this game is designed to. Interesting. I mean, I guess they just knew that they couldn't protect their vraska, and we were going to draw so many cards over the course of the next few turns. Izoni's kind of powerful, especially in kind of mirror match situations like that. This deck list is not tuned at all, so I made it with minimal crafting. Like, I knew I was going to want to craft the lands anyways. These are just the new dual lands, right? And if I'm going to be playing for a while, I'm going to need them eventually anyways, so this is interesting. This shows a little bit the awkwardness of Memorial. It's definitely going to force us to take 2 off the tomb here. I like having the Singleton Find Finality in hand. So yeah, it's like going to be Memorial into Tomb, Wildgrowth Walker into Jadelight, hopefully. Look at that. Keep. They're on a llanowar elves deck too. This is probably the most obvious deck that people are gravitating towards right now, because I think a lot of the pieces are at common and uncommon. It's not too hard. You can definitely play it, or not definitely, but you could play it without the expensive land base. And they're on like mono green right now. Wildgrowth Walker is nice when you're playing 8 shocks, because you get back some life too. I wonder if they're on Stompy though. I haven't had the there's a bunch of rares in the Stompy deck that I just haven't wanted to blow. Don't want to blow the wild cards on yet. Particularly that's just the 2 mana 2/3. I'd much rather craft Watery Graves and Overgrown Tombs right now. Yeah, so it looks like they're on Stompy, which means I think our draw is pretty good. And Find Finality is going to be really good. Goodbye. This forces it to go into play tapped. Okay. So there's no scenario where I play this, hit an untapped land, and play branchwalker. I wonder, well, if I do this, I'm just going to block with the Jadelight. Yeah. Get this hexproof thing off the board. Now, since I'm not under... oh, well, this makes this turn easier. They're probably going to scoop to this. Yeah, we can graveyard that. We can loop it later with the Memorial. We don't need it right now. Sure. Jam. Maybe this card's gonna make a comeback. I've always thought this card was super good. Now that there's no fatal push, it's not as easy to just answer it. Just shocking with impunity here. The only punish for this is like actual giant growth, and I don't think there's a vanilla giant growth in the format right now. Okay. I'll probably just beat them here. 8, 9, 10. They can chump. I won't rub it in. We could totally dig back like a jadelight and gain even more life in their face next turn, but looks like their green deck drew a lot of lands too. So, apologies. It happens though. I don't know if they were going to beat a big wildgrowth walker ever though. Cool, so that was pretty easy. I mean, you can see, one, on card quality we're getting people, but two, you know, the deck has a lot of synergy. It just has a solid curve. It does good stuff. And this is why I like the deck at the beginning of the beta months back as well. It just felt like there's a lot of play. You are hitting your land drops consistently because of Explore. You get to play llanowar elves and rejuvinator, and there's a lot of utility, and you can play a lot of toolboxy cards because if the game goes long, and we haven't seen the game go long yet, but you know it can and probably will go long in other matchups. You do have a lot of inevitability, and you get to play Memorial to Folly, which is just a dope card. So, anyways, you know, hopefully you enjoyed. I'll post the deck list as well. Again, I would say don't like break the bank on wild cards trying to craft this. If you like these colors and you're going to craft the lands anyways, then do that. And then a lot of this other stuff, you know, you can find your own singleton value cards in here. You don't have to play like one vraska. You can play no vraska. You can play, you know, a second eldest reborn if you want, which is more or less a planeswalker, and you can bring it back with Muldrotha. So you definitely can kind of mix and match, and the set values are whatever you want them to be. The thing that I would say is, I think you definitely want the branchwalkers and the jadelights, and depending on how you build it, I think you definitely want the llanowar elves. Everything else, just do what you want. It's a very sandboxy kind of deck like that. So with that being said, hope you enjoyed. Kept this one short because our games are short, but we'll showcase this deck a little more, and maybe I'll even build a sideboard and try to take it into competitive constructed and see what people are playing there. But until next time, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you later.